So with the kings here, this is one of the first spots that I was sort of alluding to at the start of the video. And you decided to 4-bet right away, which is obviously plus EV. I'm not going to tell you that this is bad. But I would say that I'd probably flat here like 100% of the time.
So, well, I mean, the thing I had this note on this guy that he's the first hand I saw him like against some guy. The guy sat down at the table, like he 3-bet the guy 4-bet him. He snap jammed with deuce 9 offsuit first hand for this guy. So I just thought,
okay,
like that was a good spot.
I mean, if that's the case and this guy's really that crazy, then okay, 4-bet's good. But in general, in these types of spots, like if the guy isn't showing you that he's like prepared to 5-bet bluff shove, then especially on the first 3-bet, if I have kings, I think he's got nothing really often, and if I 4-bet, I allow him to sort of get away from the hand if he's not going to 5-bet bluff. Whereas, and this is sort of the key to like the whole way that I defend against people 3-betting me from the blinds, is when I do flat hands like pocket kings, it strengthens my post-flop range and reduces their ability to barrel me, go bet flop, bet turn, shove river. And, I just have found that has been like one of the things that's helped me the most to combat that type of aggression.
Yeah, I think that's like a really good point. I think, one sort of, I guess, poker fashionable thing at the moment in poker is people are just like bet jamming so much in 3-bet pots.
Yeah, and that sort of goes back to what I was saying earlier about like the evolution of the game and how it's gotten to that point now. And so I'm all like, obviously that's not going to be the case forever from this point on, but at this moment that's sort of how I'm feeling about it. And obviously at some point in the future it's going to change, and then I mean that's why you sort of keep watching videos. It's because in order to figure those things out. Another thing that I wanted to point out that I noticed the first time through was that you passed up like a bunch of spots that I would have 3-bet, particularly this one with the 6-7 in the top left. Like particularly against like an under the gun open, I think that this is just like a pretty good spot to just sort of set the tone, and you're gonna get a lot of respect. Your cards don't really matter that much in that type of case. Because like your value range is so strong, that you're going to be able to take, like, even if you get 3-bet in that spot and you're holding like queens, you're not happy, you know? So, like that's something that I'm just looking to take advantage of as often as I can.
I think like, I do actually 3-bet the button a lot, and maybe not so much like in the blinds as I should.
I think that has probably a bit to do with like when you're playing like 1-2, you're not as focused on things like finding spots where your opponents wouldn't necessarily suspect you to bluff. You're more just sort of like playing your position because you should expect that you're gonna be a better player than most of those guys. And I guess what I'm trying to get at here is I think once you're getting to play tougher players who understand a lot of these other things, that's better to attack them when they know that you know they're strong, because it's that then they're basically going to be thinking, why would this guy bluff here, you know?
Yeah, I think like one thing I've actually been doing quite a lot more than probably most is 3-betting out the blinds versus under the gun, because like no one ever seems to 4-bet light in that spot.
Yeah, that's another spot that I definitely think you can get away with it. I don't necessarily do it there as frequently, but there's a bunch of other reasons for that I don't really. I think that it'd take too long to take away from the video if I went into all that.
Sure.
I think this 3-bet in the button's good with King Jack. It's definitely better than calling, and it's more fun than folding.